going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. Recently, I finally ended up building Nokko and making a build for him myself, and I gotta say, Nokko is a pretty fun Warframe. Before I ended up making my build for Nokko, I wanted to max out the standing with the Nightcap Syndicate in the new Valis Undermine update. I'm glad I did, the lore was pretty cool, and hearing Nokko's backstory was also pretty cool. But anyways, moving on to Nokko himself, his abilities and his kit are pretty crazy. It's one thing to actually read how his abilities work, but actually making a build yourself and going into, whatever mission you want to do at the time and actually seeing how he performs in game is a whole different story. Because his playstyle is just super fun in my opinion. The way I like to play Nokko at least is put down as many mushrooms with his first and second ability as possible. You can put down a maximum of 4 Stink Brain mushrooms, which is his first ability. The Stink Brain's pulse has viral damage and a 100% viral status chance, and it also puts enemies to sleep. But on top of that, while the enemies are asleep, they receive 100% damage vulnerability to finisher damage, and they're open to melee finishers. And then with his second ability, Bright Bonnet, the Bright Bonnet mushrooms give any allies within the pulse range extra ability strength, and they also replenish energy. And what's really cool about all these abilities is how they synergize. You can actually use his fourth ability, Spore Spring, to invigorate the Stink Brain and the Bright Bonnet mushrooms, and whenever you do, it gives them both different effects. Whenever you hit a Stink Brain with the fourth ability, it will emit glowing spores, and whenever you hit a Bright Bonnet with the second ability, it will double the amount of ability strength you're getting. It literally provides twice the ability strength buff. So needless to say, I'm always running around making sure I have all my mushrooms placed, and I'm just throwing the fourth ability on them before I use the fourth ability to go kill the rest of the enemies. Now on top of that, his third ability and passive are absolutely insane. His passive is insane because it makes him immortal basically, as long as certain conditions are met. Whenever you take fatal damage, instead of dying, you revert to your Sprawdling form. And yeah, you can naturally activate this Sprawdling form, by the way, with the third ability called Reroot. We'll talk about that more in a little bit, but as far as its passive goes, whenever you take fatal damage, you revert to your Sprawdling form, and you can actually revive yourself if you go up to one of the Stink Brain or Bright Bonnet mushrooms you've placed down. And as long as you have actually activated the mushroom by hitting it with the fourth ability, you can walk up to it and fully revive yourself. And it does a pretty funny animation whenever you revive yourself as well. He literally just comes out the ground and spawns again, which means you can quite literally stay alive no matter what you do, as long as you have these mushrooms placed down and you have them activated. That's why it's so important to hit them with the fourth ability. But lastly, let's go ahead and talk about the third ability, Reroot. Not only is it super iconic because you transform into a mini mushroom that could just run around the map super fast, while you're in this Sprawdling form, you are literally immortal. Not only are you invulnerable, but you are untargetable by any enemies, and you're immune to status effects, which means if you go into something like a spy mission with Nokko, all you have to do is revert to the Sprawdling form and you can just walk through all the spy traps and they won't recognize you, which is not only OP, but it's just pretty cool to see from a Warframe like him, especially with the way the rest of his abilities work, you know what I mean? But on top of those amazing things, while you're in the Sprawdling form, you also restore health and shields per second, and they can flow into overshields, which is fucking amazing in my opinion. I don't really know what's the most optimal way to actually make a Nokko build, but in my personal experience, I did give him a little bit of shields. This is the mod setup that I went with, and as far as the arcanes go, yeah, I use them for every build on my Warframes pretty much, just because I like these arcanes so much. I like what they do. Well, augmented for the extra ability strength, and arcane energize for a chance to get extra energy by picking up an energy ore. Pretty nice. But on this mod setup, I specifically didn't put rolling guard on him because I was like, well, I'm just gonna go test him out in a Netracell and see how I can do anyways. And maybe if I take like toxin damage or something that actually affects my health, all I have to do is go into the Sprawdling form in theory. That was what I was thinking before I loaded into my first Netracell, and yeah, it was quite literally that easy. Because, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier, but one other amazing thing about the Reroot ability is whenever you actually are in the Sprawdling form, you'll notice these weird things that are starting to spawn around you. They're called fungal spores, and whenever you pick them up, you get a movement speed boost. And as you can imagine, when you're already moving this fast, you move even faster with the movement speed boost, and you could literally just constantly pick them up until the ability duration of Reroot runs out. But you know what's amazing about that? The moment the ability duration runs out, you just activate it again and you're back in your Sprawdling form. This made running through the Netracell super easy, at least the first part of it, because you have to go to the computers to actually locate the Netracell. And the enemies literally couldn't touch me. Like, I just ran all the way there, because why not? What are they gonna do about it, Anyways, that's pretty much gonna be it for me. Let me know what you guys think of Nokko and my Nokko build down in the comments, because I don't even know if I want to put a helmet ability on this dude, man. His base kit is just so fun. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Keep your head up and stay positive. All that being said, thanks for watching.